So as I'm sure you can probably tell, we're gonna go try and spray. I don't think it's that wet. It probably is a little bit wet, but it shouldn't be too bad. They're loading beans out there right now, probably going to ADM in Evansville. We're trying to get all of our beans emptied out. We got anhydrous coming probably next week, so then that way we can get it early. It's cheaper right now. It's about I think he quoted me at $330 last week, and he hit me at $350 this week, so we're not gonna let it go up anymore. And we went ahead and we bought 4 loads worth of it to put in the tanks there. And then on top of that, next week, or this week, or today, I also bought another 100-ton worth of anhydrous for delivery next year on prepay. That wasn't cheap either. So, oh, I hate mud. Come on. Come on, baby boo. Go on there. You can do it. There you go. All right, so we got that. We get this unhooked. Yeah, we're just leaving that right there so then Ross's grandpa doesn't have to worry about getting a forklift every time he needs to fill up a semi. Just slide this closed a little bit. We're gonna leave it cracked for the cats. And then we can we'll fill this thing up the rest of the way. So we're gonna fill that up. I gotta go get my concoction out of my truck. I got a new concoction. I'll tell you guys about it here in a minute. It's supposed to eat down the stalks. So yeah, let's get it. It's in my truck. So on today's Alex's concoction list, we got what they call a false strike. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it does, but actually I know exactly what it does. It's supposed to help with decaying of stalks, which if you guys know anything, we no-till all of our bean ground. And we're gonna do some research on it. They're supposed to come soil sample it tomorrow. I'm gonna spray it today. Then we're gonna be able to see that trend if we have an uptake in like your phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, calcium even, and some other things. We'll see if we have a uptake in it. It's about $9 it's about roughly $9 a acre. But with this trial, because they don't have much data on it either, they're wanting me to run it and they're letting us try it. So we're gonna give it a try, see what it does, run a test with it, see if it's worth it or not. Okay, so this stuff is called False Strike for post-harvest microbial amendment for use on soil and crop residue. So what this does is, whenever you pick your corn stalk still has stuff left over. They still have some nitrogen, some potassium, some other things in the corn stalks. By using this, we hope to break it down and get it to work in the soil. We hope. So that's what we're trying, and that's what we're going to test. We'll see what it does, and by next year we'll know the results. It'll be rather interesting to see. We'll watch them as it goes along. We'll be able to tell what you're supposed to be able to tell the difference on where it is. So it'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. But we're about to where we need to be. I'm gonna put in about 450 gallon. That should give me about 45 acres worth. And then that way it'll give me some time to work some out of my booms. Stop. Oh. All right. Let's go get my cooler and then go to the field. All right, so before we get too carried away here, we gotta check some things out. First of all, how pretty this sprayer looks right now. Just all posted up here right in front of the highway. And then we also gotta look at the fact of the matter that irrigation up there is in my way right now. So another thing that we really need to look at here is the stalk issues, or the stalk pressure that we're having right now. So yeah, it's December. It's like December 9th, something like that. So it's December 9th right now, and we do have to look at certain things, and the fact of the matter that, what does this look like? I mean, okay, fairly brittle, you know, it's still got some stalk strength to it. Not bad. So another thing that we need to look at is the hybrids that was planted here before. Now granted, this was white corn, so it's all the same hybrid, but I mean, if you look at it, you can see where some of it was ran down already. You can see where some of it's still standing. And what's going to be really interesting is to see what it does to this. So it'll be very interesting to see this. I gotta make sure I get a hold of them, make sure that they know where this field is. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So another thing that we're going to do is we are going to run 100-foot passes all the way to the end of the field. We're going to do 20 acres first, which should be roughly about 3 passes. We'll do them 3 passes at 20 and do 20 acres. We'll skip 2 rounds, or we'll skip 2 passes, which is 1 round, and then we'll go over and do the rest of it on the other side of that. Another thing about this field that I find interesting, I don't know if you guys will or not, but another thing about this field is this is going to be my high bushel bean plot. So this is going to be my bean plot for next year that I'm planning on putting high yield beans in. We're going to try and shoot for, in this field, we're going to try and shoot for, don't shoot me in the foot, but we're going to try and shoot for at least 100, if not even more than that. We might try and go for like 120, 130 bushel beans in this field. This is a 100-acre field. We got an irrigation, we got a pivot, we can fertigate it and everything else. So that's kind of the plan there. We'll have to see how the season goes next year, but if it starts out like what this year did and it turns out being like what last year or what this year did, next year will be good for that. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get up there in the cab and get everything all set up and ready to go, and then get ready to go. Hi neighbor. He's probably looking at me like, what's this crazy guy doing holding the camera? Oh. So what we're doing right now is we're out here spraying this, and we're making an instantaneous map using my iPad. As you can see, as we're going across the field, it's making the map. We left a 200-acre strip there in between. That's just for testing purposes. And then we're also going to, now we're going to spray the rest of the way that way until we run out, if that makes any sense. We're leaving the end rows off of it. We aren't putting end rows on it. It'll give us a little bit more of an accurate data standpoint, because we don't want to waste the trial on the end rows, because sometimes your end rows aren't all that great. Sometimes they're phenomenal, but sometimes they're not always that great, and plus it's not a good place to do a trial at. So with this trial, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it in the kind of middle of the field, towards the center of it, and hopefully we'll get a good accurate data standpoint and be able to tell if this chemical is really worth it, which obviously from my standpoint I hope it is, because if this data is sufficient and worth it, that means I get to keep doing this kind of thing. We've done it with Veltima, we got all the data to them correctly, and everything seemed to work out great, and then they offered me this one. So we're going to try this one, we're going to see what it does. Betsy Bauer, which she's from Series Solution, she is going to look at this, and we're going to watch it over the next year and see what it does, and then we'll collect yield data on it as well next year. So it'll be very interesting to see. That's for sure. Oh, I miss spraying. It's been a couple days. So we're pulling out of the farm now. I got a buddy coming. We're gonna go work out in town. Probably work out, get some food, and yeah. Getting after it again. All right, so I got my complaint. This is the only complaint I got on this sprayer. These nozzles. So these back nozzles here, whenever you're in these washes and stuff like what we got out here, they'll hit the ground because these nozzles are too big. They sit down too low. It's the only complaint that I got. So that's a good thing. I can fix that. I can put a piece of metal there or something and probably get it fixed up, but other than that, I ain't had any problems really. Gotta get my water hose off. So today we're at Bridgeport spraying ground for corn next year. The reason we're spraying this is because they put turkey manure on it. So we got to keep the weeds under control next year, because turkey manure, if you guys know anything about it, it's really rich in a lot of nutrients. So got to be very careful about what we do with it. Can't just let it go and just be done with it. You gotta watch it. Make sure you're not growing too many weeds, because if you're growing weeds on it, that means you're losing your money you put into the turkey manure. So school must have just got out. There's a school bus coming this way. Also guys, today is December 10th or the 11th, something like that. And geez, and it is 60 degrees outside. I need to take my sweatshirt off here in a minute once I get into the field, but it is 60 degrees outside today in December. Holy smokes, never thought I'd see this, but hey, what do you know. So we're getting ready to drop in. We're just gonna crawl through this ditch real quick, hop up into the field, and then go back there because we've been up here spraying. We've got most of this done up here. I didn't video anything earlier because obviously this field's a little bit rougher and it's harder to get in and out of, and I needed to focus. So all the washes out here make it hard, but hey, it makes it fun too. It's a change of scenery. It's a lot different, because we're used to a lot of flat fields and stuff, but over here it's kind of hilly, it's rough, and so it just makes it more interesting. You gotta slow down a little bit, be careful about what you're doing, and really watch and look around for your stuff to make sure you aren't going to break anything. So yeah, we only got like a little bit more here, and then we're going to go to another field over there. There's 2 more fields over there, and then we'll probably end up going home after that. Well, actually I got 1 more field to do after that, so yeah. I had also promised you guys a shot a while back of these nozzles. You can see the turkey manure on here kind of. Yeah, I hate this stuff. It smells horrible. I promised you guys a shot a while ago of the nozzles working. So we are going to try and get this shot. I don't know how well it'll work, so just bear with me, but I gotta figure out something here. Okay, so hang tight. Hopefully this works like what I'm planning it will. Might not, but we'll see. So what we're gonna watch here is you're gonna see this nozzle pulsating, and hopefully we can see that. If not, I don't know, because my camera's already gonna be covering chemical after this. guys to watch this, and you can see the drift coming up behind it. All right, so that's at 55 nozzle PSI. All right, so now if I go down to 27, which is what I have my lower one set at. Oh, hit the dirt. Come on, Alex, you got it. Let's boom on the ground. Come on. If you look at that there, now there is less drift following the boom. And I can change that on the fly, literally just by touching a button on the screen. That's pretty neat, I think, how much it changes just with that little adjustment of about 20 PSI. So another thing is with this thing, you can just, oh, got a washout. I want to slow down for it a little bit. Another one. We got her now. We're good. Okay, so as I'm going across the field, I can just turn this up and down, and that changes the nozzle, the actual nozzle PSI. Okay, so we're running about 27 right now, which probably that's too low for these nozzles. So let's go ahead and we'll kick it up to 30. See, it just kind of goes up, and then as I speed up, so we'll speed up. Right there's your nozzle pressure. Stays right around that 30. And then let's say that, I don't know, I wanted to fog something into the crop. Hit this button, changes it right to 50. That's pretty neat. I'm learning as things are going along here, guys. You gotta bear with me. It's interesting though, that's for sure. All right, Augie. What's the good word of wisdom today? Are you doing that piece again?
I haven't done this piece once.
Oh.
Good word of wisdom.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Alex Rush.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Well, you see this paper. It's fancy paper. It's got these bumps on it.
Okay. Explain it to the people that don't know. I know, but explain it to the people that don't know.
I'm explaining this to you. I'm sure they know. I'm sure you don't know, though.
Okay. Well, what are you doing here?
You see this paper with the bumps on it. It's, you know, Dad gave you this when you were a little baby. He says, okay, rub on that piece of wood. And you go, wee, and it'd make it nice and smooth, you know. Well, same concept, except we're roughing it up so we can stick the old fiberglass stuff on it.
Yummy.
Yes. But I don't recommend eating the fiberglass stuff because, like, it might harden in your intestines, and then boom.
Hey, you want to get supper?
What's supper? Ooh, yes. That stuff's scratchy.
Yes. This is tonight's supper, Augie.
So is this like the Tide Pod craze?
Yes. It's the new Tide Pod craze.
Sure.
Man, our generation is messed up.
Hey, that's all your generation.
And yours.
Oh, yeah.
So we're also working on anhydrous tanks. They've been working on them a little bit today. We have to get the, I think we have to get them expected soon. I don't really know. I don't know what the going years are on it, but they're putting tires on them, getting them ready to fill and stuff, because we're getting loads of anhydrous next weekend. So we gotta get all the tanks checked out so then we can fill them, and then we can hold another 2 loads worth for cheap. But Augie, are you about ready to paint?
Yeah. Actually called mortar paint.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So when are you gonna be painting it then? Tomorrow?
No. Whenever I go pick up the paint.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Fine, whatever.
Not to degrade you or anything, but you gotta pick up the paint before you can paint.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.